The LNRA is trying to persuade the local government to take responsibility for new settlements, to plan them, and to install the infrastructure that will prevent people themselves from being the biggest risk to their own lake, so that neither humans nor cattle need to defecate in the lake. The past 2 decades have seen serious declines in the papyrus around our shores. Papyrus provides a natural waste treatment system on the shore edge that we now so badly need. Studies by ecologists have told us why this catastrophic loss has happened. The lake's fringing swamps have dried out as water level declined over the past decade. And this has led to increased destruction from fires, cattle, and buffalo. There are 3 times as many buffalo around the lake's shores now as there used to be, and far more cattle. Both knock down the papyrus, grazing its flower heads and shoots. When the papyrus tries to regrow, the new shoots are very susceptible to smaller grazers such as waterbuck and impala. They become overgrown and smothered by climbing plants and grasses. The loss of the filtering function is most serious around the populated shores in the south of the lake and the main river delta in the north. In the southeast, the erosion from expanding settlements has brought new deltas of sand and rubbish well into the lake. And now the LNRA is being proactive in trying to recreate papyrus all around the lake, but particularly the river deltas, restoring their natural filtering function to mitigate this new problem. The Secretariat that manages the Ramsar Convention, a permanent body of scientists and administrators in Switzerland, working with wetland experts around the world, have drawn up guidelines for monitoring the lake's health, which we're now following at Naivasha in partnership with Kenyan and international ecologists. All this led to a major conference in 1999 when over 200 scientists from over 20 nations came to Naivasha to exchange ideas and experiences. One group of ecologists from the universities of Leicester and Nairobi, and funded by the Earthwatch Institute, has been working at Lake Naivasha for nearly 25 years. They've built up an understanding of the processes driving the ecology of the lake, and they're now working with the LNRA's monitoring officer to assess regularly the lake's health. This goes from measuring the transparency of the lake water weekly to conducting an annual census of the fish eagles.
6.7 milligrams per liter.
Lake Naivasha is the most important part of a much larger system, the Malewa River Basin. This rises in the forests and moorland of the Aberdare Mountains at about 4,000 meters above sea level. The system is a very important reservoir of fresh water because Kenya has so few of them. All rivers, lakes and reservoirs fed from its central mountains. The Aberdares do not just supply Naivasha to their west, but southward flowing rivers supply Nairobi. It brings water through many intensive smallholdings in the catchment before it reaches Lake Naivasha. Glass or water? The lake is unique in that its waters are used to support such a range of activities: the domestic needs of 250,000 people, the income generation of horticulture, the environmentally friendly generation of electricity by geothermal power, and a lake of great beauty and natural value. The LNRA is unique in that it's brought this great diversity together to seek to achieve sustainable water use. For all of human history, water has been treated by us as a common good, like air, freely available to every man or woman to take as he or she needs. Governments and societies are now realizing that this can no longer be the case. Water is a scarce resource in almost every country in the world, especially a dry, tropical country like Kenya. At Naivasha, an equitable allocation of water between all users is our most important goal. The LNRA first started to put a management plan together more than 10 years ago, long before the Ramsar delegation, when few in Kenya had heard of wise use of water. But the Kenya government has now established a legal entity to manage this lake sustainably. It's called the Lake Naivasha Management Implementation Committee. The LNRA now provides a crucial role supporting this committee, which is made up of representatives of every stakeholder around the lake, from the smallest to the largest user, from the Maasai pastoralists to the Luo fishermen, from the Kikuyu vegetable cultivators to the Dutch flower growers, from the hippopotamus represented by the Kenya Wildlife Service to the tilapia represented by the Fisheries Department.